Fear. Whoa, Suzanne Jabour. When that word comes up, what does that bring about for you?
When I think about fear, I think about all the ways that we react when we don't understand something, when we don't when we don't know how to respond, when we don't feel comfortable, when we feel threatened, when we're unsure. There's so many times that we can go to fear. And I think we're programmed to have fear in us, which is very sensible. When the saber-toothed tiger was
Yeah.
outside the cave,
Yeah,
we should feel fear.
it
If a
does
bus is
protect
turtling
us.
towards you in a crosswalk, right? We should feel fear. We should be jumping out of the way. We should have these kind of responses.
Right.
But somehow we've got stuck in a loop where we're doing that unnecessarily
Yeah.
and with each other when there's not any real threat.
Yes, for sure. Yeah, man. Okay. And when we do that, it divides us.
Yeah.
Mm.
And I think when we're operating from that fear place, we're vulnerable in a weird way
Oh yeah.
because people can take advantage of it and encourage us to
Yes.
be fearful and
Ever
encourage
seen a
us to.
commercial?
I know, right? I can think of some places on the planet this is happening right now. Pretty much
Oh,
the whole one, unfortunately.
well.
We're really trapped in a fear cycle.
Oh
That's
yeah.
what's happening.
Yeah.
We're feeling a little bit of uncertainty that's being, the flames are being fanned
Yeah.
into fear, and that's what divides us. If I'm scared of you, I can't feel connected to you in the way that's helpful.
Yeah.
And if I'm being told that you're a threat to me,
Mhm.
then you're the saber-toothed tiger at the cave.
Oh, for
But
sure. Yeah.
really, like, I'm not in a cave and you're not a saber-toothed tiger. Like, there is no threat here.
Yeah. Right.
But
Collective
we're
psychosis, man.
Yeah, it really is. And it comes from this place of not understanding that we're actually all supposed to be connected to each other. That's how we've always
Not
operated.
even as supposed to be. We are, literally
Yeah,
are. We're souls in a body. Therefore, we're all love.
yeah,
And there's just some layers of things in the way for sure, because we are definitely designed to connect. And we are just like horses. We are herd animals.
yeah.
Have you ever seen the show Heartland, where this gal named Amy, her mom, in the very beginning, well, don't want to give it away, but she
Spoiler
takes
alert.
she kind of takes over from what her mom was so magical doing with horses, and I think she was even more magical than her own mother. And she would you know get really championship horses and jumpers and whatever. It was funny because their owners or riders would have disconnected from their horses, not knowing it, and she would take them back to
Mm.
basics, and they were so insulted. So many of them, a lot of people would just goodbye,
Yeah.
and then she would just kind of crack the whip, and they have had the horse, just walk around the circle or trot around the circle, and then eventually she'd stop and she'd turn away from the horse. So she had her eyes on the horse the whole time, and
Mhm.
then she would turn away, and pretty soon that horse, no matter what was going on, it would come over to her and nudge her in the back or something,
Yeah.
and then turn
Yeah.
back around. And I love equine therapy. I did it once. It had like a coaching
Mm.
session. Oh, that was so cool. And
Yeah.
I have the I want to control things kind of energy, and you can't have that energy with horses.
No.
It's like,
No.
okay.
They will teach you.
Yeah, it was really,
But
really interesting.
yeah, and what's so cool about that energy that we somehow have with horses? And I mean, I'm sure if you looked back far enough, you could trace it to, the domestication process and all the partnerships throughout the ages, really, with horses now.
Yeah.
But it's a codependent relationship in the healthiest kind of way,
Well, that's an interesting way to frame it.
right? So I'm reliant on the horse for what it can do really well. It's reliant on me for what I do really well. And because we're both dependent on each other, we
Yeah.
can do way more than we could do either of us by ourselves.
Right. Is that called a
And that's,
symbiotic relationship?
Yeah, that's probably better than codependent. It sounds less pathological. We'll go with symbiotic. Um,
Everything has a positive and a negative, so codependency
yeah,
works too.
but really, that's how we're designed. We're designed to be dependent on each other.
Yeah.
None of us have the same skill set. None of us are good at the same things. And if we don't rely on each other, then we're lesser for it.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, I love it. I love it. Speaking of love.
Right. Well, and that's the thing. I love this slide because it's like there's fear or there's love. You pick the top or the bottom. Do you want to be divided or connected? Because
Yeah.
that's it. That's the
Want
whole
to
game.
be messed up or not?
Yeah.
Because
But
life gets
really,
really
that's the
messed up
whole.
when you're living from fear, man.
Yeah. Yeah. And you're weaker for it. You're more vulnerable for it. You're more susceptible for it, and I think when we feel alone, we're more scared, we're more all the things that, have us in the mess we're in, frankly.
Yeah. It's not
Because
authentic to a human being. It's really not. It's
no,
authentic to the ego and the human part of us, but it's
yeah,
not who we really are.
yeah.
So yeah, I
And
love it.
that's why, I have that, like such a sense that really the point of us being in this human experience on the planet is to have all of these human experiences and realize that the answer to every single one of them is love.